Hello guys and welcome back to this new lecture. Now in this video we're gonna change the cars in the main menu. Okay, so first of all let's set up the cars. So as you can see, these are the cars which is for the players. Now we're gonna duplicate this. Okay, and now let's name this as menu cars. Okay, from these cars what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually first of all move it to the main menu area and enable them as well. Okay, if we check this view right here, let's disable the main camera and enable the main menu camera. Here they are. Okay, so select them and we will show it in this view like that. Okay, make sure they are in the middle. Let me move menu cars right here. That's it. Okay, so this position is good for these menu cars. If we check them one by one, here's the classic red, then we have the second, and then this third. Okay, let's select the main menu camera and we need to move this camera right here. Okay, on 1.3. Okay, now select three of the cards, remove the script from it, the car controller script, the mission failed script, rigid body as well. Okay, make sure that you remove them. Okay, these are the player cards. Don't touch anything in the player card, but for the from the menu cards, make sure that you remove that scripts and everything. Okay, then what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a new script now. So in the scripts right here, we're gonna create a new script by the name of car selection. Okay, then select this menu car and drag and drop this car selection script to it. Then let's open it up. At the top, make sure that you add these two packages. Then we need a reference to the main game object in which we have the cars. So we will name this as all cars container. Then we're gonna create a private game object array by the name of all cars. Alright, then create a private integer by the name of current index, which will be 0 by default. Then, as you know that all of the cars will be disabled when the game starts. So when the game starts, we want to enable the current car or any car that is previously selected by the player. Okay, so we will say show current car. In this, we will go through all of the cars. So we will say that for each game object car in all cars, we're gonna select that car and set it false, and then we will say all cars dot current index dot set active true. Okay, so this will basically show the current car. Now for showing the next car, we will create a new method now by the name of next car, and in this we will say current index equals to current index plus 1 and then divide by all cars dot length, and then we're gonna show that car. Then we need to go back to the previous car because we have a previous car button as well. So I'm just gonna change this to previous car. Alright, and then right here now I'm gonna say -1 plus all cars dot length, and then we're gonna show the current car. Okay, then once you do this, then in the start method what we're gonna do now is we will set the all cars to new game object all cars container dot transform dot child count. Then let's add a for loop in which we will say that if that I is less than all car container dot transform dot child count, then we will go forward, and then it will be equals to all car container dot transform dot get child game object, then all cars I dot set active false. Then we're gonna say if player prefs dot has key, and that key is the selected car index, then the current car will be equals to it. Okay, and sorry guys, my female cat is in here, so if you are hearing any cat voices, then just know that it's just my cat. Okay, so I can't do anything about it. Alright, so the current index will be now equals to player prefs dot get integer, and we want to get the selected car index, and then we will call the method which is show current car. Okay, so this is for getting the car from the player prefs. Now for saving the car in the player prefs, we're gonna create a new method which will be by the name of on done button. In this, whenever we press the done button, we're gonna save that car, okay, in player prefs. So in order to save it, we will say player pref dot set integer, we will create select car index, pass the current index to it, and then we will save it. Now if we move up to line 26, I think I've made a mistake here. It is show current car, not cars. Alright, so now how this gonna works is when we add this whole menu car container right there, okay, then as you know that in this container it has three cars, so 0, 1 and 2. Okay, so when we move forward, it will go from 0 to 1 to 2 and then back to 0, 1 and 2. Okay, it will go in here. And for example, if you are on car 3 and if you press the previous button, it will go from 2 to 1 and then to 0. And then whatever car is currently, okay, whatever car index is right there, for example 0, 1, 2, and if we press the done button, we will store that index. Okay, and then when we load the game, we will then get that index. If it is 0, then by that we will select the first car, and if it is 1, we're going to select the second car, and if it's 3, then we will select the third car. Okay, so in this way our car selection will work. To this you just have to add the menu cars, and also select the player cars and drag and drop the car selection script right there. And as you know, in this we have these three cars as well. So we're gonna save it right here and load it right here as well, and then we can load it right here as well. Okay, but these cars will be just shown in the menu and that other cars will be used in the game. Now for moving to the previous and next car, we need to assign the buttons. So in the select car, let me actually turn on the menu. Actually not the main menu, actually the car, select car. Okay, in this we have these three buttons. To these three buttons add on click event and drag and drop the menu car. Then for the next button we're gonna select next car. For the previous we're gonna select the previous car, and then for the done we're gonna select on done button. That is it. And when we press the done button it will save the car, but then of course we want to move back to our main menu. So for moving back to the main menu, what we're gonna do is just as we did on the game manager, let me show you right here. We're gonna copy that, get back right here. After we save it we will get back to the main menu. So if I get back to the main menu manager right here, I'm gonna call the method which is this back to main menu. Okay, this is a public so we can use it right here, back to main menu. Alright, now on the player cards we forgot to add the container, so just drag and drop that right in there. Okay, just as we did on the menu, we drag and drop the menu car in there. Okay, the buttons are also set up. Now let's disable the main menu camera and enable the main camera. And if you don't even do that, it will automatically do it when the game starts. So if we play the game and click on this select car, as you can see for now the selected car is this one, the third one. So let me select this second car, click done. As you can see it gets back to the main menu, and now we can select stage. Let's select the fifth one, and you will notice that it still select the third car and not the second car which we needed. Okay, but if we now close the game and start the game again, you will notice that when the game starts you can select car. As you can see now the second car is selected. Okay, so if you start the game now the second car will be selected. Okay, so it means that it is not selecting the car when we change it in the menu. And if we want that car to be selected, then for that we have to restart the game, and we actually don't want that. We want that when we change car in the main menu, then we want that car to be available in the game as well. Okay, but first of all let me select these two cars because I've noticed they were too big than my own cars, so I'm gonna just change it to 0.6, or let's just say 7. Okay, change this one to 8 and select the light. There is the light, and then here is the parking trigger. Okay, so now let's fix that issue. So the reason behind that is because if we select the menu buttons, as you can see in this we only call the menu cars script. Okay, and as you know that this car selection script is also attached to player cars, so that's why it was not changing in the game, because we didn't call this car selection script from here to these buttons. Okay, so you can either add the plus sign and just make it on the done button if you want, but I'm gonna do it on all of the buttons so that the car change at runtime. Okay, whenever we click the button. So now when you add a second on click event, now in this one, this time drag and drop the player car, and from the car selection select the next car. Then in the previous, drag and drop the player car this time, and from the car selection select the previous car. Okay, then on the done button, drag and drop the player cars and select the on done button. Okay, and once you do that, you can then just go ahead and play the game again. And let me open up the player cards. As you can see, now the second car is selected in both of the menus, as you can see. So if you click on select car, now if you change the car, as you can see, it changed the car in both of them at runtime. So if you select this one and play the game, now the third car will be in the game as well and also in the menu. And if we check the sizes now of these cars, okay, the sizes are now accurate. Okay, so now if we, okay, let me change to simulator now. And for example, if we now select the car back again, for let's select the first one, click done and resume. And when you resume it, it then restart the mission, because now the car is a new car, so we can't start the mission from that spot right there. Okay, so that's why it started from the new mission, as you can see. So now we can park the car and pass the mission. Okay, let me pass this mission. I know guys, I am a good driver. As you can see, the mission is passed. And now we are on the sixth mission. If we check the menu, select stage. Now as you can see, the sixth one is unlocked as well. And now we can change cars as well. Okay, you can select whatever car you want and that car will be then selected right here. Okay, so now our whole menu works. Okay, if I show you from the start once more, as you can see, we have these buttons. The resume will be interactable right here, but the other buttons will work perfectly fine. Okay, we can select any car we want, select that car and then select the stage and then play the game, as you can see. And we can also pause the game, resume the game, and we can select stage and car as well. Okay, as you can see. And we can also quit the game, but for now this quit will not work. This will only work on a mobile device. Okay, not for testing right here in Unity. So now all of the game works perfectly fine, and now with this done, let's end this video right here.